Hello, welcome to 3 Days Purpose Challenge with Abiodun Mustapha. And I can guarantee you will be getting a lot of value in this 3 days Purpose Challenge. And each of the 3 days have amazing value to offer you, lot of which some are going to disrupt the thoughts of what you have heard about purpose in the past and will be forming a lot of new transformational thoughts process in your mind, and you will be ready to get a lot of amazing things that will really change your life. So if you're here, you don't have idea about your life purpose, it still seems confusing to you, you've not been able to figure it out, you've not been able to get a way how to accomplishing and fulfilling things relating to your purpose, I congratulate you because right now you are in the right place. And please, if you are here, please, and you're watching this purpose challenge, please, I want you to go to the comment section right now. Just type in your first name and where you're joining from, so I will get to have a view of where my audience are. Okay, so I encourage that you stay to the end of this video, for I have free gifts to offer you and a lot of things that will provide amazing value and amazing help for you on your purpose journey. So, are you ready for day one? If you are meeting me for the first time, I've said my name is Abiodun Mustapha. I'm a personal development expert. I help people move out of obscurity into visibility through the system of clarity. Okay, so I help people gain clarity so they can move from obscurity into visibility. And I help individuals, professionals, and a lot of organizations gain the system of clarity, build massive productivity, and then arise into making profit from what they do. I'm also an educator. I help people in tech. I teach tech related courses and help students move from unawareness to competence in the area of technology. I'm also an author of various books, one of which is 30 Lessons Life Taught Me Before 30, When Life Makes Sense, Purpose Clarity Blueprint, and a lot of amazing books that will so transform your life. And I've been helping a lot of people build massive wisdom early and change their lives and make the right decisions in their journey of life. I'm also the founder of Growth of Africa, a consulting organization that helps build competence organization in order for them to build a lot of profit and helping them to also take the right step to reach their business goals. And also, I'm the founder of Growth Community, a Facebook online community where we have a lot of professionals. Currently, we are about 1,700 in size, and I share a lot of my thoughts in that community to help people take deliberate actions in their personal life, in their career, and also in their businesses. So, right now, if you know somebody who needs to be in this challenge and you have not told them yet, please do well to share the link of the Telegram channel with them. You could just make a screenshot right now and then post, and probably just post it on your status so they can take part in this challenge. And please, right now, if your phone is on portrait, I encourage you turn it to landscape so you can get a brighter view of what I will be sharing right now. And also, you may want to continually employ this till the end of the challenge so you can gain greater visibility and then get laser focus on the things that will be shared. What are the things you will be learning today? Number one, you'll be learning why purpose is essential and what are the plain intricacies around purpose. And secondly, you will find out why it is dangerous not to know your purpose, why it is dangerous not to live your purpose, why it is dangerous not to be in purpose. And then three, you would also know how to discover your own purpose utilizing clear indices and the things you do daily, the things you see daily, the things around you to knowing your life purpose. And you necessarily don't need to go to the mountain, fast for 15 days, be there for years and do a lot of religious activities before you know them. There are things within you, things around you that are indicating to the purpose you have to fulfill. And also, I'll be sharing a lot of free gifts with you at the end of this with you. Now, I want you to think of it. Think of it right now that tomorrow you grow up to be 65 years old and you need to begin reflecting on how you have spent your life in the past. Just think of it that right now you grow up to be 65. Do you know the old man you see who is already having a lot of gray hairs? The old woman you see who is having a lot of gray hairs. They were one day your age, they were one day 20, they were one day 14, they were one day 30. But right now, when you speak with a lot of those old people, there are two outcomes you are likely to get. Number one, you are likely to get stories of regret, or two, you are likely to get stories of fulfillment. And one thing that really guarantee your fulfillment right now is if you can pay attention to finding a purpose to life and start taking deliberate actions that can make a difference in your journey. And you can then grow old someday and be happy to share stories of your fulfillment, of how you have impacted generation, of how you have lived your life with more intentionality, and then you have grown into massive fulfillment. Now, with the current way you're living, how fulfilled would you say you have been? It means if there is no point of fulfillment, if you are not finding joy in your daily routine, in your daily life, in your daily actions, in the things you're doing, then there is the sense of purpose that you need to come into. Now, are you ready to really learn? Now, what are the dangers? It's dangerous when you don't know your purpose because number one, it's the reason why people fall into envy and jealousy. So if right now you find yourself becoming envious of someone's achievement, you are jealous of someone's attainment, and everyone, when you look up to people, it feels like, oh, you are not yourself. Something makes you usually pained when people achieve a lot of things and you see them, you go on Instagram, and when you see people achieve certain things, you are so jealous. You're like, wow, how can I achieve this? How can I get it? And all of that, not with a sense of inspiration, but with a sense of intimidation. It means there is a sense of purpose that is actually missing. Number two, errors. When you don't know your purpose, there are a lot of errors that you make. You can even teach a lot of errors. You can pass a lot of message out in errors. And then there are a lot of errors to your life. You make errors in decisions, you make errors in choice of career, you make errors in choice of relationship, you make errors in choice of personality or companies, and there are a lot of errors are mixed around a life that does not have purpose. And right now, I know you don't want to live a life that will be filled with errors and regrets. Number three, indiscipline. So when there is no purpose, irrespective of the attainment you have, irrespective of the achievement you've got, you would not be so fulfilled. And there will be a lot of indiscipline in that life. People, if you find out now that you are indisciplined with time, you are indisciplined with opportunities, you are indisciplined with privileges, you are indisciplined with your thought processes, you are indisciplined with the things that you search out for and the things you look at. It's because there's no purpose to that life. Because every life that is guided, that is built on purpose, will live with a lot of intentional life of discipline. So you'll be disciplined with what you do, disciplined with what you say, disciplined with how you spend your time, disciplined with the places you go, disciplined because with the people you talk to, disciplined with the people you share your mind with. So when there is no purpose to a life, there's usually indiscipline. It's the late Dr. Miles Moreau who says that when there is no purpose to things, all right, misuse is usually inevitable. So there will be a lot of misuse. There will be a lot of mistakes that would be made because there is that life of indiscipline. Number four is intimidation. When you don't have purpose and you step into certain circles, you have this form of intimidation. You lose identity. There's a lot of identity distortion. You see every other person becoming great, and you cannot confidently talk to people. Why? Because you are filled with intimidation. And when you have purpose, purpose bets a lot of confidence. All right, it bets a lot of courage in you. And when if right now you find out you're struggling with being intimidated all the time by people, it's because you don't have purpose. Number five is dangerous not to know your purpose because it will lead to hurt. All right, hurt as a result of wrong relationship, hurt as a result of wrong decisions, hurt as a result of just lots of hurt. You just keep battling with hurt over time. Sometimes it leads to depression. Why? Because there's nothing greater to life that you picture beyond the things you see on the external. Number six, happens with a lot of regret. You see a lot of old people right now that when they need to begin to account for things in life, they just tell you, oh, they regretted this, they regretted missing that, they regretted they did this, they regretted they didn't do this. So purpose will shield you from regret when you grow old. And then the next one, wrong decision. It's dangerous not to have purpose because it leads to a lot of wrong decision. You would marry wrong, you fall into lots of wrong relationships, you fall into a lot of things that you are now looking for a way to come out of. So it's very important that you find a way, okay? You build a system that makes you know your purpose and live it because it's dangerous to be really purposeless. And there are even many more disadvantage. There are many more cons to really not knowing your purpose in life. And there are so many that I can't mention here, and we can't even exhaust them. But in summary, there are three major dangers that a purposeless life face. Number one, there's usually chaos. Number two, there's crisis. And number three, there's confusion. You are confused right now because you don't know the purpose for what you have to do. There are a lot of crises in marriage, in businesses, in circles, in organizations. Why? Because purpose is missing. Purpose is the foundation that builds the growth of life. There are a lot of chaos in many lives. People are in chaotic situation. They are crying, they are weeping, they are dejected. Why? Because purpose is missing from their life. So if you don't want your life to be in chaos, in crisis, and confusion, you really, really need to know your purpose in life. Now, let me show you a shocking statement, which right now, if you think about them, this is the simple general life cycle of the majority, over 90% of people on earth right now. Okay? They were born, they were trained at home. They went to school in if you happen to be in Nigeria, there's a system after the tertiary institution where people go for the National Youth Service here. After National Youth Service here, they are told to get a job, start a business, or maybe go for masters. And at a point, society tell them, "Oh, you are now getting old. You need to get married." Some of them get married. At the end of the day, they give birth to children and then they die. And then their children also pick up that cycle again and again and again. So it's like the story of someone grounding that was born on Monday and died, born on Monday, died on Sunday. All right, so short lifespan. Why? Because purpose is usually missing. People never grow to think of the impact and contribution they need to make to their society, they need to make to their lives, they need to make to their immediate environment. They never think of something more fulfilling than just this cycle of life. And I know right now you want to come out of, you want to break that cycle, you want to break that jinx. You don't want to follow that pattern. You don't want to just do the norms that every other person is doing. And I can tell you right now that the reason why we have a very few percentage of people who are celebrated in their lifetime, and a massive number of people who celebrate those people is because the concept of purpose is usually missing. Some become celebrated in their lifestyle for their impact, and some get to celebrate those who ever find out their purposes in life. And this is the reason why finding out your purpose is very essential. And you don't want to consistently live this cycle of life and only find out at old age that you only wasted your time following the norms of life. Now, let me ask you, let me just tell you right now, just say wow, wow, wow right now. Say wow, wow, wow right now before I read that statement. Just say wow. Wow, wow. Let me see you say the wow, 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 wow in the comment section. Wow, 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 wow. Now, I got this statement and it really, really changed my life. You can read it with me. The genesis of your existence is the day you were born, but the genesis of your living is the day you discover your purpose in life. Is the day you discover your purpose in life. All right. The genesis of your existence is the day you were born, but the genesis of your living is the day you discover your purpose in life. Now, you must understand that the vast majority of people who actually discover their purpose discover those purposes themselves. All right. Those purposes existed, but they discovered those purposes themselves. And you must understand that no one is actually going to find out your purpose for you. There were only few people, for example, in Bible, that their purposes were prophesied. But the vast majority of people discovered these purposes themselves. And you must understand that you are only existing until the day you find a purpose for life. So the day you really start living is the day you discover the purpose for your life. And when you don't find and when you don't know the purpose for your life, there'll be a lot of wastage, there'll be a lot of errors, there'll be a lot of mistakes. Now, tell me, just think within yourself. How old are you right now? Maybe, for example, you're 17, you're 21, you're 23, 25, 28, you're 30, you're 35, you're 40, you're 45, whatever the age. Now, if right now at the age that you are, you don't know your purpose, you are not clear about your purpose yet, you have not discovered your purpose, you have only existed for that number of years. Okay, so if you're 25 right now, you have existed for 25 years. Okay, you can begin to live today if you discover your purpose for life. Shocking, right? I got that statement from Niye Boda, and this statement from one of his books, and this statement really changed my mindset. Okay, so you should decide whether you want to continue existing or you want to begin to live. And the difference that can make in your life is when you know your purpose in life. Now, let me ask you a question. What will you do if I show you right now how to discover your life purpose from the activities of your daily life? Would you be delighted? Just tell me, would you be delighted? Would you be delighted? If I should show you right now, what will you do? Will you be so eager? Let me see you. Drop the comment. Just say yes, 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 yes. Drop the yes, 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 yes in the comment section. Yes, 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 yes. Would you be delighted? Yes, yes, yes. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see the yes. Let me see the yeses. 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 Yes, 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 yes. All right. Now, these are 6 discovery pointers that can really help you find your purpose. Now, have you done a study around how goals are being mined? Okay, so for example, how goals are being mined. Do you think people just walk up to a locality and they get all the drilling and mining equipment and they begin to drill for gold? Of course, no. What are the things that happen? They first carry out a geological test on the land, geological tests on the environment. They carry out the equipment to survey the place and realize that, oh, there's actually gold in this environment. And then what do? They bring the environment and they begin to mine. Mine, 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 mine. They take time, they mine, they dig the ground until the gold begin to come out. The same way your purpose already exists inside you. Your purpose, there are pointers already showing things around your purpose. There's no geological test needed, but you need to know the pointers to finding out that purpose. All right, just like the tests that are done, and then you begin to drill out and find out. That's the same way your purpose is. Think of it right now. If you stay in a particular environment where we have balls, all right, balls, what happens? When people don't want to waste their money, they don't just begin to dig the ground and expect that water will come out. What do? They carry out a test on the land and find out that there's a place where you can eat, where you can begin to eat water. And then what do? They pass the pipe in there, and then the water begin to gush out. The same way, you must find out that your purpose can be discovered. Not, you don't need to find it because it's not lost. You are the one who has not taken time deliberately to discover it. I remember in 2014 when I went for the National Youth Service core program. All right, my National Youth Service here at Safra State in Nigeria. That's the northwestern part of Nigeria. And it was in this season I got to this point after the orientation program, and I got to this point I became really eager. I became really interested. Like I was like, there should be something more to my life. I didn't just want to finish service here and look for a job like every other person. I didn't want to finish service here and do things like every other person. I didn't want to finish service here and then follow the normal patterns of life, get a job, get married, have children, and then what? So I became eager for something more to my life. And as I was reading the book by Dr. Miles Moron, The Principle and Power of Vision. The book started stirring up a lot of passion in me. It started making me to ask a lot of questions. I started probing a lot of the things I knew before. And before now, um, my parents were not able to show me my purpose for living. The leaders in religious institution could not show me. My teachers could not show me. Lecturers could not show me. So it became a deliberate effort I needed to put in place. And then I took out time asking questions, probing my inner self, and taking time with my creator, taking time with God, praying and searching out, seeking a lot of things. And this became like a burden to me. And I now realize from asking those questions, I got inspirations, and I got the prompt that my purpose was actually in purpose. All right, my purpose was actually in purpose. So that was where I came up with the purpose statement that says reconciling young men and women to their creator, that they may be able to discover and fulfill their purposes for living through the teaching of the kingdom. Hmm. Okay, that statement came in 2014, and from 2014 onward and onward, I became deliberate after it became deliberate concerning doing that. Okay, I became deliberate towards working with that statement, and it has so helped me because it has granted me privileges. I've been able to help people clear confusion amidst their minds. I've been able to transform minds. God helping me by grace. I've been able to change the narratives of many people. Now believe they can do something more. People now look away from their backgrounds, and they are beginning to scale altitudes, take actions. They are beginning to change lives and make impact in their own way. That's to really tell you that it does not matter where you are right now. It does not matter what you're doing right now. It does not matter the ideas and the background that you had from the beginning. There can always be a time when you can make a change, and there can always be a time when you can transform your life. All right. There's this amazing statement that has helped me, that you should never let your back be on the ground because of your background. I think it was Les Brown that made that statement. Never let your back be on the ground because of your background. There's always a way, and there's always a time to come into the point of wisdom. Okay, maybe in the past you have done a lot of outwitted things. In the past, you have always been the kind of individual that you have you've taken a lot of wrong decisions, you've taken a lot of wrong actions, you have taken a lot of foolish decisions. I'm telling you right now, not to give up. It does not matter the mistakes you've made. There can always be a time when you can change, when you can transform your life, and you can begin to make a lot of impact right now. Now, that's about me, and that's how I came into the purpose journey. And as that right now, this is February 2022. I've had the ability from 2018 till now to host about 10 to hold about 10 purpose hangout events in about six, yeah, I think six different cities in Nigeria, in Lagos, in Abeokuta, in Ibadan, in Ekiti, in Ondo State, and also that held in Port Harcourt, which I was not there. And we've had amazing events, discussion with young people, and lots of them, their eyes are open. They are now willing to take deliberate actions. They've amount to changing their narratives, and I can tell you that things are really happening. And because many of them are beginning to become purposeful with their decisions, and you can also do the same. Now, what are those discovery pointers? Number one, pain. Now, pain points to your purpose when you find out that there are actual things in your past that really pained you, that hurt you, that made you undelighted. Maybe there are mistakes you made in your past, and for that reason, it caused a lot of pain in your life. And right now, you have been healed from them. You have overcome them, and right now, they no longer affect you. They no longer affect your mind, and you see other people struggling with this pain or about entering into the same pain, that could be a pointer to the assignment you need to fulfill. There's a scripture that says that we have not an high priest who is not touched by the feeling of our infirmity. So he needed to come feel our infirmity so he can take man out of iniquity. So the same way your pain, your experience, that thing you are hiding. Maybe in the past you made a lot of relationship mistakes and blunder, but now you have been healed from them. Can you pick up an assignment to help every other person All right, every other younger person to you, and you begin to encourage, challenge, you begin to help them build their mindset, you begin to create a system around which you can encourage them not to fall into the same pain. So your pain is a pointer to the assignment you have to fulfill. For example, I feel pain that I was given birth to, and I was born without being told my purpose in life. You know, it's the same way people give birth to children without knowing the purposes of those children. They never seek for it, they never find it out. And then those children come back into being a form of, oh God. And then some of them are so pained, and some of them make a lot of mistakes in their lives, and some of those mistakes are unredeemable. Okay, so pain is a pointer to the purpose you have to fulfill. But now, this is a caveat. The problem is you will see someone who maybe 3 days ago, all right, was just served with breakfast. All right. In Nigeria, in quotes, when people say someone has been served breakfast, he's not talking about meal. He's actually talking about heartbreak. Okay, okay. So maybe someone just finished being served breakfast in a relationship and the person is still pained about it, so angry about it. And we see a lot of people who rush their WhatsApp status and they now begin to share stories and talk with so much of that thought and in this life breakfast. Men have come. Oh, women are gold diggers. Oh, women are this. Oh, ladies are this. Don't trust ladies. Don't do this. No, that's not how to fulfill purpose. That's not how to impact people. Why? Because the earth is still there. You have not been healed. So you need to come out of a point of healing before you can now turn that into an assignment. Okay, you can now turn that into a purpose. You can begin to impact people with it. Why? Because you cannot be hurt and be the healer of someone who is in the same hurt. You have to be healed first before you pick it up as an assignment. Okay, it's only a doctor that is fine, okay, that can appropriately carry out a surgery and then recommend a medication. So you have to be healed out of that pain. You don't just come out of pain right now and say, oh, instantly you want to begin to do it. No, you see somebody right now who maybe because of a lot of things and maybe in the environment, educational environment you're studying, you're facing a lot of issues, maybe because the system is not so nice, the system is not so favorable, and a lot of the times you are not excelling academically. You don't go and sit and say, oh, the academic system of this country is bad, it's this, it's this. No, be healed out of it, succeed first, understand the system of excelling in such system, then you can help every other person overcome it. Number two is passion. Number two is passion. All right. How do you use passion to find your purpose? Now, right now, the way you're seated, ask yourself, what's that one thing, just one thing that every time when you walk on the street, all right, or when you view the news, or when you look at your immediate environment, or when you go to places, or when you hear about such stories, it burdens you so much to a point that you are always looking like you could help people solve that problem. Maybe right now it could be situation on the economy of your nation. Maybe there's something about the economy that has to do with you. Maybe right now it's about who are young boys who are taking the wrong decisions, who are adding criminals, who are into drugs, who are into a lot of wrong habits. And every time you sleep, you dream about it. Every time you sleep, you think about it. Every time conversations come about it, something within you just rises so strongly as though you can solve that problem. Maybe when you go to events and they raise such issues, you are always eager, you're burdened. There's an inner burden, there's a burden within that would not leave you. It's a pointer to the purpose you have to fulfill. All right. I became so passionate about the fact that people come out and they live purposelessly. Okay. And people grow, people marry without knowing their purposes. They give birth to children without purposes, and then will populate the number of unpurposeless people on earth. Okay, so it became a passion, it became something I wanted to be into. And I cannot tell the opportunities, platforms, and privileges this have brought. So, passion is a pointer to the purpose you have to fulfill. Number three, it's your potential. All right, your potentials. Are there relevant skills, gifts, talents, things that you have that every time you utilize that gift, it could be your singing gift, it could be your speaking, it could be your writing, it could be your leadership, it could be your coordination. Every time you utilize that gift, People are always coming to you and saying, "Oh wow, you're so good. Like this is so amazing about you. Like I love the way you speak." All right. Like I've heard people who say, "Oh, I love your voice. Like you have a very nice voice." I've seen people who have seen my handwriting and say, "Wow, you have a really nice handwriting." As little as they are, okay, their potentials. And people come to you and say, "Wow, you're so beautiful. Like you're so amazing." And this attracts people to you. Now, in that case, it means there's a strength you've got, all right, that could point to a certain purpose that you have to accomplish. Your writing could be that there is something, there's a message you should write about that will change your world. All right. Your being beautiful and having the ability to speak would mean, oh, you're so attractive to certain level of people, and you could use that ability to influence and transform a certain problem in their lives. Okay, so your potential, the ability to solve certain problem is a pointer to the purpose you have to fulfill. Okay, for example, I have the ability to counsel people. And when I counsel them, they are always really delighted. Like they just come out there so fulfilled, so happy. And they're just so happy about the fact that, oh, wow, thank you so much for this. I see people, I just give ideas and they're like, oh, thank you so much for this. I go to places I speak and people I say, oh, that was so impactful. That was so amazing. That was so great. That was so delightful. So there's a potential within you that is pointing to the purpose you have to fulfill. And one way you would know is this. For instance, you can't say now you have the potential of, or you have the potential and ability to maybe, for example, write, okay, and you write a lot of fictions, and you have this calling towards children. You can't say that, oh, your purpose is helping children do the right decision. No, it could be drawing. Okay, so you can draw why because children relate with drawing. Number four is people. Who are the kinds of people that every time you have the ability to bless their lives, every time you have the ability to impact them, every time you have the ability to reach out to them, it brings a lot of fulfillment to you. That's a pointer to the purpose you have to fulfill. Is it young people? Is it young ladies? Is it married couples? Is it singles? Is it children? Is it youth? Is it young adults? Every time you have the ability to be a blessing to them, you have the ability to reach out to them, even if you are not paid, you are usually very happy and very delighted. The next one, number five, is practices. What are certain consistent practices that you are involved in that when you do them, okay, you are just so happy doing them? For example, it could be volunteering for youth events. For example, it could be reaching out, it could be reaching out to young people. For example, it could be singing. For example, it could be coordinating. For example, it could be arranging. For example, it could be drawing. So those practices are pointing to the purpose you have to fulfill. And then lastly, number six is your purchases. Now, look at the courses you usually buy. Do you buy courses relating more to personal development? There could be something relating to personal development for you. Out of all the courses you buy, which course do you buy most often? Is it that relates to relationship? Is it that relates to business? Is it that relates to money? Is it that relates to relationship? Is it that relates to speaking? All right. Now, what are your consistent purchases? Go to your bookshelf right now. Go to your library. What area of knowledge have you bought more books in? Okay, it's a pointer to the purpose you have to fulfill. For example, for me, you'll likely see me buy more books in the area of personal development and spirituality. All right, personal development and spirituality. It means there's an assignment around personal development that is meant for me. The personal development is broad. Are you talking about mind? Will you be dealing with things around mind? Will you be dealing with things around identity? Will you be dealing with things around potential? Will you be dealing with things around purpose? Will you be dealing with things around connections, networking? So, look at your purchases. All right, those purchases you make, the books you buy, the courses you buy. All right, what area of knowledge do you buy more things in? Even when you don't even know whether your assignment is in that area, it means there's something relating to that thing you have to do. All right, can you go to the comment section and let me see? Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Let me see. Let me see. Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Type in the comment section. Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Yeah, it the button. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. What are you learning? What are you learning? What are you learning? What are you learning right now? What are you learning? What are you learning? What are you learning? Awesome, awesome. Now, this is the idea about this. In the starting point of discovery, you can see the order with which I went. Check out pain. Do you have an area of pain you have been healed from? You want to help people? If you have, then that's where your purpose pointer is. If you don't have, move to passion. Okay. Do you have something that burdens you consistently that you're always willing to solve? If you have, that's the area of your purpose. That's the pointer. If you can't find the passion, go to potential. If you can't find the potential, go to people. If you can't find the people, check out practices. If you can't find the practices, check out purchases. All right. In fact, sometimes you may even find out that there will be connection. Like you may find out two pointers are pointing to the same thing, three pointers the same thing. Okay. So that's something around knowing your purpose. Now, are you ready to my free gift? These are things I want you to do right now. I want you to go to the description section, download a free copy of my book, Purpose Clarity Blueprint. I'm giving it to you for free. The Untold Yet Simple Secrets for Discovering and Living a Life of Purpose. I want you to download that copy and also read, all right, to read it before tomorrow because day two will be dealing with a lot of things on the foundation you'll be getting in that book. And then you also see a link with which you can get a purpose discovery worksheet. All right, there's a purpose discovery worksheet that you can also make use of, connecting with some of the things we have shared here. Okay, so you would also get that. So you'll see a link that will be redirected to that will redirect you to coming directly to me on WhatsApp, where I will just share the worksheet directly with you. Then you can sit down today and begin to work on that worksheet, fill the stuff in that worksheet, and then tomorrow we would make use of the ideas and things that you filled in that worksheet. Okay, so this is something you have to do today. All right, download a copy. You'll see the link with which you can get a copy of this book, Purpose Clarity Blueprint, and then also a link to get the Purpose Discovery worksheet. So just go to the description section. You would see that right away. All right. So please, before you go, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. Okay, so that you will be notified whenever I release a new video. I've gotten a lot of amazing videos that are available to help you grow in your purpose journey, in your personal journey, in your career, in your business, in all that you choose to do. All right, so do well to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and also drop a comment. So if you have any questions from day one, please do well to drop it. I will do well to answer them and provide answer to them. Thank you so much for joining day one of this purpose challenge. I'll be see you tomorrow and do well to be on the Telegram channel. So I will drop the link for day two so you can get even more and more value. Don't miss day two because tomorrow we will be sharing concepts around fulfillment, concepts around platforms, and what can you do to start the journey of your fulfillment because there are lots of people who does discover and they really don't know how to fulfill. So see you tomorrow. I will be so delighted to be with you. Cheers.